As I'm sure you folks know by now, President Biden has officially dropped out of the 2024 presidential race. Now, look, I'm saddened by this news. I love President Biden. I think he's an amazing man, an amazing president. He's dedicated his life to public service, and this is yet another example of him putting the country before himself. I thank him for his service. Now, of course, everybody's looking toward the new Democratic nominee, and that is looking like it's going to be Vice President Kamala Harris. And with that being the case, this Kamala Harris ad from 2020, when she ran in the Democratic primary, is going viral again. In this ad, she slams Donald Trump and draws that contrast between her and Donald Trump. So this ad is fantastic. It's all over the internet right now. It's spreading like wildfire, and I think you should see it too. So here's that ad from 2020, and we'll talk about it a little bit.
Sick of this? Well, think about this. He's a world leader in temper tantrums. She never loses her cool. She prosecuted sex predators. He is one.
Grab him by the...
She shut down for-profit colleges that swindled Americans. He was a for-profit college.
At Trump University, we teach success.
Literally. He's owned by the big banks. She's the attorney general who beat the biggest banks in America and forced them to pay homeowners $18 billion. He's tearing us apart. She'll bring us together. This is Trump. And in every possible way, this is the anti-Trump. So if that's what you're looking for in your next president, there's really only one. Kamala.
Yeah, wasn't that fantastic? And it is absolutely still applicable to this day. Look, Donald Trump is the exact type of person that Vice President Kamala Harris prosecuted. When she was district attorney, when she was attorney general, she went after sex criminals. She went after business fraudsters, bank fraudsters, and all these different people. That is Donald Trump. He is that guy, 34-time convicted felon. And this ad is really showing you the choice here in 2024. We have a prosecutor, Vice President Kamala Harris, who has upheld the law. She fought for the law. She is a lawyer versus Donald Trump, the convicted felon, the proven sexual abuser, the proven fraudster, among other things. Look, I mean, the choice was already clear with President Biden. As we mentioned, an amazing man, a man who dedicated his life to public service. But now we have this really clear distinction, really clear in terms of we uphold the law as President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris do. And, Vice President Kamala Harris was quite literally the person prosecuting people like that. And then Donald Trump and the Republicans have no interest at all in upholding the law. So if the distinction wasn't already clear, I think it should be clear now. And that ad really shows it. It shows you what side of the issue Vice President Kamala Harris on and what side of the issue Donald Trump is on. And with the progress we've seen in the last 4 years, historic investment in infrastructure, capping insulin at $35 a month for seniors on Medicare, historic investment in fighting climate change, historic expansion of veterans healthcare, among the many other things that the Biden-Harris administration has accomplished, Vice President Kamala Harris was intimately involved in every single one of those things. Every single one. She was the last person in the room when it was happening. And in many cases in the Senate, she was a tie-breaking vote for the first couple of years when we had a 50-50 Senate in the Biden presidency. She was that tie-breaking vote. She was involved in all of that progress. And when elected, the next president of the United States, she will continue that progress. And I'm excited for it. And the amazing thing about the nomination or the apparent nomination of Vice President Kamala Harris, it's looking like she's going to be the nominee. It's not certain, but it's looking that way. With that, the whole age argument that Republicans have been making, like, oh my God, Joe Biden's old and Donald Trump is younger than him. It's just flipped on its head. It's just flipped on its head. Now, Donald Trump, the 78-year-old, is going up against Vice President Kamala Harris, who's not even close to that. So there was a CNN commentator who went live today following the news that President Biden dropped out and talked about the age argument when it comes to Vice President Harris and Donald Trump. And I think he really put it perfectly. So take a look.
We have work to do. And so I'm going to be on the phone tonight calling delegates, whipping them up, trying to get them on board for Kamala Harris. I don't think that's going to be a difficult task. And anything else the vice president needs to do, I'll be there, because right now Kamala Harris has her work cut out for her. She's running against the oldest nominee for president of the United States in American history. And so when you have this type of change election, when you have this type of generational divide that you have, it's a question of whether or not you want to go backwards with Donald Trump or forward with Kamala Harris. I mean, the man is nearly 80 years old. And so the question is, can he serve another 4 years? I'm not sure he can.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't that great? Haven't we heard that before? The Republicans saying, oh, Joe Biden is so old, I don't think he can serve. Of course he could. Of course he could. But now let's just flip the argument on the Republicans. They were all like, oh, the age. Now it's our turn. Now it's our turn. Hit Donald Trump. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure he can serve another 4 years because genuinely, I don't think anybody in the United States is confident that Donald Trump could do another 4 years in the White House. I really don't think anybody actually believes that. But when you're looking at everything now, when you're looking at this entire list, there is not a single argument, not a single one that the Republicans can make against Vice President Kamala Harris. Not a single one. Republicans, their entire campaign was that Joe Biden's old. That was their entire campaign. You and me know that Joe Biden is fit to serve. There's no problem there. But when their entire campaign argument goes out the door, what's left? What's left? Vice President Kamala Harris stands up for reproductive rights. She invests in the United States. She's been involved. She's experienced. She's knowledgeable. She's smart and caring. And, she fought for the rule of law. And she's significantly younger than Donald Trump. Trump has none of those things. He doesn't have a record to run on because when we look at his record, insurrection, crime, assault, all that stuff, that's his record. He can't run on that. He can't attack Vice President Kamala Harris for her age or anything like that. The Trump campaign is over in terms of arguments they can make. They will have to run on lies, which they've already been doing, but now get ready because they're going full speed ahead. Mistruth after mistruth after mistruth will be the name of the game for the Trump campaign in the next 3 or 4 months until the election. Because they cannot make a coherent argument against a Biden presidency or against a Vice President Kamala Harris candidacy. It's not possible, and they won't be able to do it. So we'll have to see what they manage to come up with. I'm sure it's just going to be lie after lie, as we mentioned, but this is a state of the race, ladies and gents. So, of course, I have voiced my support for Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm fully behind her. And let's go beat Donald Trump. Let's do this. We can do this, and we will do this. I'm excited to work with you and everybody in this country to make sure that Donald Trump does not get another 4 years in the Oval Office. So listen, everybody, I appreciate you watching this video. I'm incredibly interested to hear what you think about all this. So make sure to comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Also, drop a like on the video and subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. And I just hope you're having a great day. I hope you're doing okay with this news, and we will talk soon.